third part of the series of my major download I had this weekend that I had to collect in a notebook. It was that much information and I didn't want to lose anything. The song is Breathe Me by Sia, or however you say her name. Okay, what I wrote before even pulling cards. Reminder of what losses you have had. More importantly, what could be lost if you don't just allow things to flow? The energy you put out is what you'll get. This is karma. Karma is here to either pay it forward or receiving. As in paying it forward to who has done you wrong, or you're receiving rewards because of the things people have put you through, which I feel more so is the case in this situation. If you are doing the purging, like in the first reading with the song Uninvited, you've gotten to the point of the second set of the series where it's winner takes it all. Now it's here with the karma, okay? And she says, help, I have done it again. I have been here many times before. That's your repeated cycles of things that you have either allowed or haven't done the work. And, you know, once that cycle ends, if you didn't learn anything from it, if you didn't take anything from it to better yourself or your life or your path, it's going to repeat itself. And really sit and think about that, because take a notebook, or if you like to type, pull out your laptop or your computer and write these things down. Because I'm telling you, you're going to realize how many times it might have been a different person or a different situation, but ultimately it was the same test over and over and over again. So these tests are this last one in this cycle you've taken from it this time. So this is like confirmation that, look, oh my God, I didn't even shuffle yet. Surrender. You have surrendered to it. And that's what you needed to do. Surrender to the fact that what you did, what that person did, how it does not have control over you anymore, and you can move forward from that. And now you're good. So she says, I have been here many times before, hurt myself again today. And the worst part is there's no one else to blame. That is you surrendering. Taking the responsibility of the fact that this vicious cycle has keep happening, and now you're done asking why. You're done falling down and crying your eyes out about it. You've realized how you handled it. You went through it again, handled it completely differently this time, and now it's like they're all standing going, it's about damn time. Be my friend, hold me, wrap me up, unfold me. I am small and needy, warm me up and breathe me. That is you speaking to yourself. How many times you had to be your own friend? How many times you had to hold yourself through these tests because they were hurtful? Wrap me up, unfold me. How many times you were just wrapped up in a blanket on a couch or a bed and just miserable because of this. Then she goes on to say, ouch, I have lost myself again, lost myself, and I am nowhere to be found. Yeah, I think that I might break. I lost myself again and I feel unsafe. That break was needed. Okay? Because if you didn't break, you wouldn't have come to the realization of what you needed to do from this point on to end that cycle. Let's see. Initiation. You finally surrendered to be able to face what you had to face. We all have skeletons in our closet. I think I've said that before. Nobody here is perfect. I don't care how much money you have, how many things you have, how perfect your life seemed. Nobody is perfect and nobody is above anybody else. Ooh. Oh my gosh, look at this. This is the thought process here. And as I'm saying this reading. And then she repeats herself. Be my friend, hold me, wrap me up, unfold me. I am small and needy. Warm me up and breathe me. And did I write anything else? No. So, this is where, and we don't wish bad upon anybody. I don't want anybody to take it that way. I am not the type of person. If you do me wrong, in the moment, yes, you're angry, upset, you say things that are just, not exactly the nicest. However, surrendering, allowing the karmic cycle to do it for you rather than you doing it upon somebody else. That is really important. Sometimes situations fall where it's better to say nothing and let your actions speak, because by not saying anything, it's like reading a text message. When you read a text message from somebody, in your mind, you read it a certain way. Did they mean it that way? That you had interpreted it? Did I say it? Yeah, interpreted it? Maybe not. Actions will always speak louder than words. That is being emphasized. Metamorphosis. You have finally, that's like the dead you. It's done now. You are literally reborn. That's why we're seeing the woman parts there. When you surrendered and said, you know what? This hurt me really bad. I cried a lot of tears. I fell to my knees praying that this would all stop. And why was I in this situation? It wasn't that you deserved it. Peaceful warrior. It wasn't that you deserved it. It was the fact that unfortunate events happen to good people too. And it's to teach you something. You may have been way too open with some people and allowed people within your personal space, even just mentally, not having to go to your house, but allowed them in too much to where it then gave them, a grasp on, oh, I can do this, because they had leverage of some kind. So they used that. But the thing is they fudged with the wrong person. Okay? Because your soul shines like this bright yellow ambiance. Okay? That person's is very dark. It doesn't shine. And that bothered them. They didn't like that. Look. They didn't like that light. It bothered them big time. And because they didn't like it, they wanted to bring you down. And that's exactly what they did. And they succeeded in that. They were the winners in that one. But with the Breathe Me, Sia was talking about you looking within. Stop this whole, well, why is this happening? And how could they have done this? And how do people not see it? That was the biggest thing. How do people not see it? You could see it. And then you start thinking, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Why am I the only one seeing that? We ended off with the Magician. And that is you. Because this is showing two ways to me. The Magician was your light, your aura, your magic that you brought to the table. However, it's almost like I'm seeing the card in half. Is also showing the, what's the word? The perception that the person who hurt you put onto others in order to perceive you a certain way. And you fell for that. Because then you allowed them within your energy and allowed you to affect your everyday life. But you are finally realizing who you are and how powerful you are, okay? Because you know what? Like it says, I've been here many times before. I hurt myself again. I've lost myself again. You 100% lost yourself in this battle with this person. And this hurt your ancestors and spirit team to watch you go through this. You were definitely not alone. Look, I was just going to say, this better be something about people being with you. You were not alone in it, but you definitely felt alone in it, and they were silent as it could be. And you know why? It wasn't because you deserved it. It wasn't because they wanted to see you go through it. You needed to go through this. I know that sounds horrible. And believe me, I've been there. I have been there in a situation where someone just was nice to my face and tried to completely ruin me in everybody else's eyes. And for some reason, nobody else saw it. There was a handful of people, but not to mention, like, follow the steps. You know, every time you have a problem and that same person keeps coming into the picture, it's not the 7 different people that had the problem. It's the person that's always involved with the problems. But for some reason, the facade was, no, this person's fine. They're great. So I get it. I've been there quite a few times. But your spirit team, this hurt them. This hurt them to have to sit and see you go through this and to see you realize, like in the beginning, oh my God, I have nobody. I can't go to anybody. Nobody sees it the way I do. Nobody understands it the way I do. But they were there the whole time. And the main reason that they were silent was because this was a lesson learned, again, with the wings. You had to find your wings. So no matter how that played out, it wasn't going to play out necessarily in your favor, but that was for that situation. When it comes to the karma, because karma is a being within itself, you just stepped back and got to a point where you were like, look, detachment. You detached your emotions from this situation. You got to that point where you just said, I'm done. I'm still going to cry. It's still going to hurt me. I'm still going to be bothered by it, but I am not going to wish bad. I'm not going to ask for people to throw that person under the bus. I'm not going to ask for anything karmic towards that person. Why? Because your community's got you. They had to let you go through this because this changed who you were. This also changed what you allow in your space. I don't want to say you were a stepping stone, but you kind of were, only because people would say things in front of you and it was completely disrespectful. And maybe not so much to them, but definitely disrespectful to you. And instead of expressing how you felt about it, you bottled it up and then you went home and then you were like, blah, 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 to yourself. But that's not that wasn't the way. And that's why your spirit team just sat back and said, no, you know what? This is going to break her. This is literally going to break her. And when it breaks you, you have to start all over. You are a totally different person now because you can't just put the pieces back together. That's not what this lesson was for. You detached. I mean, look at the, I want to see if you could see. See how he's like up and levitating, but then there's like his spirit is detaching from him. Oh, my stomach is growling. I'm so hungry. That's literally what happened to you. It was like a glass that was shoved off the table. It shattered into a million pieces. And instead of you sitting there going, oh my God, how am I going to put these pieces together? You just swept it up, cleansing, threw it out. And you connected with yourself. Psychic healing. You connected with yourself. This also brought you down a path of what brings you joy. You were making damn sure that you were either doing or buying it or having it or being around it. Why? Because you were not ever going to be put in that situation again. Ever again. See, look, trust. You completely surrendered and trusted the fact that they've got you. And I do hear people are going to know. Yes, the damage was done and you can't take that back. But others will know. And some others who thought they were all high and mighty following along with evil, because they brought bad things to someone who didn't deserve it, an innocent soul, yourself. There's going to be instances down the road, maybe not right away, but there will be instances down the road where that person who thought it was funny to piggyback this person, it's going to come back to them. And I promise you, karma does not play. I've seen it. I have seen it happen. I still to this day see situations where it happens. Karma does not say, oh, well, you did something, so I'm going to come back at you. No, karma is going to come back at you in a sense of it's going to harm what brings you joy. Not you, but like the person who did wrong. It's going to definitely make sure when you hurt a chosen person like yourself, they're going to know that at some point. They're not going to know, oh, this is happening because of what I did to her, because those people never learn. They just continue to hurt people in that sense. But things will happen that are very sad for them. And there's no getting around it because you had a choice to be a good person. You had a choice to treat this person kindly, which was you. And they didn't. So this is not going to be good for that person. Not good at all. Oh, and that was at the bottom, and then it came right back up to the top. Offering. Karma is going to give them theirs, and you are going to get yours. And it's not going to be bad. I promise. Peace. Love ya.